Already.
The green wall has come out strong this morning.
The green wall is speaking before we even throw up these polls, but Complexity fans, make your voice heard. Get your votes in. Hashtag your squads. Who is going to take this? Remember, for your vote to count, have to use that hashtag COD Champs. This is the upper bracket finals. Also, you can catch on Bravo and Charlie the battles for the top 4. FaZe is fighting for their lives against Strictly Business. Meanwhile, Envy taking on Trident T1 Daughters. But everyone in the venue looking forward to this rivalry matchup.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning that poll, it's never been something which has really affected Complexity. They've never really been bothered about anything along those lines. I mean, we heard yesterday when Aches was speaking to Justine down the interview, and she was like, oh, you're going to be playing Optic potentially? How do you feel about that? Simple 3-0.
3-0.
His
That's all he
word,
said.
Simple, quick 3-0.
He knows what he's going to be bringing to the table. The question is, will Optic answer back and be even louder? Of course, they have the fan support, but I really think Complexity actually, they get driven by that.
Right,
They
I agree.
see what the fan base from Optic Gaming, and they just have a point to prove today. They want to show that they are the #1 squad in the venue. We're getting it started. The map is loading up. Octane Domination will be game #1. It's going to be all about the AR slaying in this one. Some sneaky plays, lots of quick submachine gun action, and securing that B is going to be the key to success.
You can see there on your screen, Domination, Octane, and exactly where those flags are going to be located. Some nice little animations there of the flags as well. And what I really expect to see, just simply because it comes down to Complexity, Slaying Power, Optic, I don't think they're going to be able to go toe-to-toe overall in terms of kills, so it's going to have to come down to those fantastic rotations, capping those flags, very much what FaZe tried to do.
Right.
It has to be the same way, because going toe-to-toe in terms of slaying with Complexity is something which no team can compete with. That's just a fact.
It is so tough to do. So if you watched yesterday when FaZe and Complexity matched up, Complexity had 3 players all in 20 and above in that slaying column, but FaZe, despite not getting as many kills, were able to out-rotate their opponent. Kept it very close all the way through. In the end, it was Optic taking both Doms, but here we go. We're getting this one started. Looking through here for Complexity, there are the 3 MTARs, and I'm starting it off with Complexity's captain, Aches. He's actually going to go for the C flag. Let's get right into the action here with TP the OBJ.
Yeah, TP not going to go straight for that B flag. Looks to the left-hand side. He's going to draw first blood. That was against Embos. A couple of players going down out for both teams, and I'm expecting to see Karma now just try and slay. As I said, competitive domination. You don't really want to just dive on that B flag. It's not going to work. You need to make sure you have that map presence and those kills before you even think about going for the caps. Karma looks to his right-hand side. Nice shots. That was on Nate shot. Now, as a couple of players go down, he's going to try and make a play on this flag. The support coming in from Crimsix around the outside. And Karma, he's going to go ahead and cap that B flag. Surely the charge goes in. What's the flag? Is the flag still neutral? Fantastic clutch play from Nate shot.
Nice play by Nate to kick things off. Also want to point out that Karma had a big kill on Nate at the very start. Nate shot took out Aches, tried to transition into the Complexity base. Instead, Karma got the kill, and Aches now doing a great job making sure no one is going to get through on that right side of the map.
Yeah, they know how important that B cap is going to be, and Aches now starting to push towards it. See Scum to the right-hand side. That's a kill. Halfway there. Is anyone going to be able to challenge and pick up the kill? Aches is going to go down, so B is still going to remain neutral. Puckett.
Going now to Clayster. Clayster needs to get this kill back. And no, big kill there by Karma with the headshot. Challenging inside Optic's base's Complexity. There is Nate shot to clear him out. Nate's going to go back for the capture. Meanwhile, it looks like Scump starting off the hottest in the slaying department for Optic, currently 5-5. Clayster trying to get heated up at 4-3.
And that's what they're going to need. They need both those 2 players to go big in that slaying department. Clayster on your screen. He's anticipating someone to be on that B flag. He knows now as the flag is being taken, going to have a couple of players in front of him. There's one, there's 2. Clayster with a big 2. Oh, that could have been legendary.
Shuts it down, man. Aches is going to get 1. He's challenging for another headshot. Aches lighting everyone up. Going for his 3rd of 4 kill for Aches as he has just slayed the entire Optic squad.
All right, 1-man mission right there. Aches just showing off he has some gun skill of his own, but out of ammo, goes for the shot. I'm not sure why he was really ADSing there when you don't have any ammo, but just unfortunate for him. It just shows how many kills he was actually racking up there to run out of ammo. Crazy, crazy stuff. Scum's picked up a 2-piece though. Clayster's got the 3rd, so now can Optic put some pressure on that B flag?
So Optic needs to get B as fast as possible. They're only trailing by 7 points as B was contested for so long. But Complexity They're just locking down this map. Big kills coming in from Scump. Can he stay hot? He picks up the two-piece. Crim6 takes out Clay on B, however, and now Scumpy knows he's got to continue to kill Embos and Nade, trying to make their way to that middle flag.
And this is what Scumpy's so good at. He'll push forward past that flag, slay, and that just allows his teammates to go on it and see if they can try and get that capture. Still, though, Complexity, they've held this 2-1 flag lead for a very long time, and that score differential is starting to rack up, Puckett. I think it's around about 14 right now. And you can really see it could get out of hand unless Optic make a play on this B flag soon.
All right, 48-33. We're going back over to Crim6. The man is now 11-7 after that kill. Aches still on top of the leaderboard, 10-6 with the initial capture. And Crim knows that someone might be coming around to see the spawn says flip. And it looks like Crim's got two to battle through. Embos with a big kill. Can he neutralize his flag and even secure it? If so, they'll have AC control, at least for the moment.
That was a huge play for Embos. He's going to stay alive as well. Goes for the challenge. A little bit overzealous there as Aches is going to make him pay for that one. 2 plays for Optic to go down. But now, as Complexity have to rotate back to that C flag, can they make a play on B? That's what Scump's trying to think here. Has 4, in fact, all of his teammates basically rushing straight towards that flag. That's going to be a very, very quick capture and confirm of the B flag. And now Optic Gaming with the 2-1 flag advantage.
All right, we got Scumpy making some moves here on the right side, trying to push the middle. His teammates, nice big kills going down from Nadeshot and Embos. These two are starting to heat things up, and these are the OBJs. But right now, Scumpy is the man in the key position to keep Complexity trapped.
He needs to just hold this for the last minute of game time to reduce that deficit. And we'll be getting even closer to 13-point difference right now. And Nadeshot, he's gone for that C-flag, so Optic pushing for the trip cap. This is high risk, high reward. This could flip the spawns and potentially not work out, but it hasn't done. So now it comes down to Scump. Can he defend the B flag?
Look
Last
at this
30
comeback,
seconds.
man. Look at the comeback here from Optic. They were down big. Now it's just a 7-point game.
Clayson needs this kill.
He's got it.
Nicely done from Clay. 23 seconds. The comeback, as you said, very real right now. Optic 5 points away, 18 seconds left. They're going to close that gap, and that is just fantastic stuff. And it came from the same power from Scump and Clay. It's exactly what they needed, plus the fantastic objective-based work. How many times in that game did we see Embos and Nadeshot rotate to that C flag, just really causing Complexity some problems? But you have to say, Complexity's slaying. They're not... I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal.
2-point differential. This is anyone's game. The incredible comeback by Optic in that second half.
But Optic are going to have to shut down Aches, TP, and Crim, and even Karma at times.
I don't think they do. I don't think they need to shut them down. They just need to keep getting in Complexity's base, forcing them to come back and securing B like they did in that second half.
But then you just look at Complexity slaying though, and that's the thing. I mean, there's only so many times you're going to be able to rotate around the outside. I mean, you look at that scoreboard. You've got Scump 17 and 14, top fragging for the whole lobby. But then you look at the average amount of kills that come in, and Complexity, they're just so dominant in that column. I mean, fantastic comeback, don't get me wrong, from Optic.
Right.
But they just need to do that little bit more if they're going to take the first map from Col.
Well, if you try and go toe-to-toe in the slaying department with Complexity, you're probably going to lose that fight, probably 6 times out of 10 at least here if you're Optic Gaming. But Optic, I love the way they're playing. Embos and Nate so focused on that objective compared to just one player, and TP trying to go for those extensions.
It was those rotations from Embos and Nadeshot back to that C flag, really forced Complexity on the back foot. And what was important was they weren't doing it every single time. They did it when they recognized the time was right.
After Scumpy or Clay got a two-piece.
Exactly that. And that's what allowed them to come straight back into that game. And you have to give Scump some props. We were saying he's the player that needs to go big. He needs to get himself pumped up. And that was a fantastic performance to start off the series.
Scumpy was kind of quiet in the matchup against Epsilon. Since that moment, he has been on. We'll see if he can continue to slay for days as we're getting it started. Octane Domination side number 2. Just a 2-point differential. Complexity with that lead, but that could disappear in the opening seconds.
Quite literally in the opening couple of seconds. I mean, 2 points is absolutely nothing in competitive domination, but at the same time, it can be absolutely everything. If this game goes down to the wire in the second half, just like the first half, that 2-point lead could be massive for Col.
Oh, look at this. 2 MTARs coming out here for Col in Aches and TP. So Aches wants to get aggressive. Let's see what he's up to off the break. Also, Nadeshot and Embos, those MTAR players here for Optic Gaming.
Yeah,
And that whole Complexity showing a little bit more love now.
There we go. A little bit of pushback from Complexity. That's what I like to see.
Still about 80% Optic there, but
hey, it's better than it was before.
It's nice to see the Col fans waking up and making their voices heard. So off the break, great stuns coming in from Optic. Optic gonna slow down the push here from Aches.
Aches, though, this is pretty much what he does every single time on Domination Octane on this side.
He's ready for it.
And he's gonna make Embos pay for just sitting in that corner. Now,
Embos was waiting, man. Embos knew he was coming. Aches just with the faster reactions here.
This is what I love to see from Aches, though. This is when you know Aches is going to have a good game, when he's rotating around, causing some problems with the SMG. Look, just behind enemy lines all the time, and he's just going to be a consistent nuisance. But has actually just managed to get away from that. But there we go. Nate picks up that kill.
So while Aches was distracting, Complexity surges forward. They have 2 players on the flag right now. It's up to Karma to defend them. And so far, a phenomenal opening strategy being displayed here by Complexity. They get the early flag lead. Let's see how far they can pull away.
Well, the 3 players do go down. It's going to be down to Karma, last year's world champion, to just stay alive for a little bit. Karma's going to get 2 kills there. Fantastic. Can he find the 3rd? Not going to happen. Clayster shuts him down. But still, that B flag under Complexity control, and this is big for them. They're starting to build themselves a lead.
Shots coming down from the left side Humvee. And it looks like gas will be blowing up. So a little bit extra cover here for this Optic Gaming squad coming off the respawn. Scumpy is going to be making some noise on this left side. Needs to get some big kills.
Yeah, he really does, but he's going to get shut down instantly there by Aches.
They're going for the 3 cap. At least TP forcing 2 players to come back. Nade Shot getting tagged up before he can even leave gas. Complexity trying to put the stranglehold on. Only Embos trading kills evenly at 5 and 5. Everyone else still trying to get in a power position so that they can start answering back to Crim6, who is currently 6 and 2.
Yeah, Crimbot doing what he does best, just slaying everything in his sight. He's actually out of ammo. He's rotated back towards that C flag.
Finds a gun here.
I think he's going to be able to neutralize that. Maybe he's trying to dodge the bullets. Not going to happen this time.
So TP last man standing, but he's inside Optic's base. They had the 3 cap, but as TP rotates, his 3 teammates fall. This is Optic Gaming's comeback opportunity. They have B control still here for Complexity, as you see Karma getting the headshot on Nate there.
They still have all 2, well, they had 3 flags actually for a couple of seconds there. They may lose B unless TP can go big. Ace still actually neutral at this point, but that B flag is the one that's important. Can TP get the kill?
Nice job by Optic, they got it here. And that is going to be big plays here from Nade Shot and Embos once again. Aches and TP right back at B. Optic Gaming, can they get a nade? And no, great job. The nade is late. Karma last man standing here to defend the middle flag.
Karma's pretty far away from that B flag. He's going to have to rush there towards it, but he sees a couple of Optic players crossing. There's one. Can he find that second? He's just had to reload. Inconvenient timing. Scump's going to challenge. He's going to pick up that kill. Now can Optic secure the B flag? No, it's still going to be neutral, but players from both teams still rotating around the outside. Optic are going to jump on that, but there's still one Complexity player fighting from behind. That was Crim6. He's gone down, and now Optic in the last 2 minutes start the comeback.
26-point deficit here for Optic Gaming, trying to cut that down with every 5-second interval, and we have Embos making sure his base is clear. He knows that Complexity is trying to push in, and actually, he's going to go for this. This is their initial base. They flipped it. Can he get the neutral? No. Big kill from TP here to defend.
TP's so wise. He recognized that was going to happen because that was pretty much what Optic were trying to do all of the last side. And that's just fantastic intelligence from him. He dropped back, was like, oh, I haven't seen Embos, haven't seen Nature for a while. They're probably going to try and rotate, go to the back flag, picks them both up. Just fantastic stuff.
You had a player from Complexity trying to get on B. Now it's TP's turn. Can he get in? Optic Gaming catching back up here down to the last 60 seconds. That 2-point advantage from the first half and maybe key here for Complexity as this one's coming down to the wire. 67 to 56 here on the second side.
Optic are gonna need to push for that Complexity home flag as Clayster just destroyed Crim6 there. TP, he's gonna have to anticipate some plays from Optic on that right-hand side towards the home flag, but this is where TP's going to be so intelligent.
So smart.
He's just like, well, all right, they're going to push my home flag, I'm going to push theirs, because he knows they're not going to be playing that base defense, and he should actually be able to get a neutral. But one Optic play did just spawn around that side. Not entirely sure who that was, but he's run off, and TP's actually behind enemy lines. 27 seconds left. If he gets this is GG without a doubt.
Nice rotation there as I showed you on the mini-map. Meanwhile, defensive kills were back at the base. There's another one as Scumpy tries to break in.
Clay needs his kill.
Clay needs to get this one back home, but more importantly, Optic Gaming, they need to go for the 3 cap now, and this one is all but over. Complexity They are going to take game one, but not by the margin a lot of Col fans were hoping for. Optic keeping it very close in our intro round.
Very close indeed. I'm quite surprised. A 2-point lead I was expecting, especially on a map like Octane, that slaying power to really be a bigger factor.
Oh, yeah.
However, Optic, with those rotations, did very well on the first side. Second side just kind of fell off a little bit, but you have to give TP. He was the main player in that second side. He may not have dropped the most kills, but his intelligence to recognize exactly what Embos and Nature were going to do and adapt to that was second to it. It was amazing.
What a nice job by Complexity to hold off Optic Gaming. Optic a little bit frustrated there, but they have to be proud of the way they were able to come back on both sides. They were off to slow starts, but were able to battle back with some great objective play, some nice kills when they needed it. But now they're going to have to tie it up with Search and Destroy next. But first, let's take a look back at what happened here in our first game.
So Karma in that first side just went so big on the B flag, and Aches from up top, he was just a thorn in Optic's side for so long. He went on a huge streak until he actually ran out of ammo, and he was left in that horrible situation where he's like, well, there's a guy in front of me and I'm not going to be able to kill him. This is just infuriating as he picks up so many kills there. And then Optic jumped on that B flag, and this was kind of the start of that comeback from the first side pocket. He really started playing very well, very aggressive, before I think he finally dropped something like 17 kills in that first side.
It was nasty on the second side. Eggs kept it up at 14 and 8. TP the OBJ, 4 captures, 12 kills, only 8 deaths. Everyone here from Complexity taking their turn to shine. Optic, they battled back in the last 2 minutes once again, but it was that Complexity lead at the start of both halves that were the difference maker. So many grenades on B. TP with the clutch in the back of the base, and Eggs shutting it down every time Optic went for that center flag.
Yeah, TP just fantastic performance from them, and you see the reaction there. Complexity, Ace stood up and he's like, yep, we got this. He said it was going to be a quick 3-0 yesterday, but Optic Gaming in Search and Destroy, don't write them out just yet, because, I mean, this is where I expect to see Nature and Embos, those two really come to life. Scump and Clayster as well, fantastic Search and Destroy players, but for me, those two in S&D, so strong.
All right, one game down, plenty more to come here from the Call of Duty Championship presented by Xbox. Stay tuned, Search and Destroy is after this.